everyone. So we are going to do more types of elasticities. So we've done price elasticity of demand already. Watch the previous video if you want to see that. And today we are going to cover income elasticity of demand, cross price elasticity of demand, and the supply, the price elasticity of supply. So these are the other kinds of elasticity other than price elasticity of demand. All right, so let's start with income elasticity of demand. Now, income elasticity of demand measures how much quantity of a good demanded responds to a changes in consumers' income, which means that if I suppose increase my income by 50%, does my demand also go up by 50%? So if I am 50% more richer, am I spending 50% more on cars? Or am I spending 50% more on curtains? Am I spending 50% more on movies? Where am I spending my income? Okay, so that is what income elasticity of demand tells us. Where am I spending my income? Okay, so it is computed as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. Okay, so let's write that down. The elasticity of demand income is equal to the percentage change in quantity demanded upon the percentage change in income. So it is the same as price elasticity, but instead of change in price, now we are measuring change in income. Okay, so if your previous income was 100, new income is 200. So your percentage change in income is going to be 200 minus 100 upon 100 into 100, which is 100%, right? So there's a 100% change in income. And what is the change in demand? Let's say the change in demand, percentage change in demand in 50. So then your elasticity is going to be 0.5. So now how do we measure, how do we differentiate between goods on the basis of elasticity? So income elasticity, if it is positive, then the goods are supposed to be normal goods, which means that percentage change in quantity demand upon the percentage change in income, if it is positive, okay, the goods are normal. Now, please notice it could be positive, it could be, less than 1 also. But the point is that as your income increases, you must spend more on some good. So if you are richer, you must choose to spend more on some goods, right? So if your income increases and you choose to spend more on some goods, those goods are called normal. So what goods do we choose to spend more on? Good quality goods, right? Besides necessities, a little bit of luxury goods, right? Those are the kind of things we spend more on when our income increases. So those goods are normal goods. Income elasticity is positive, which basically means that as income increases, demand for that good increases. Okay, so income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in income. Okay, so as income increases, demand increases. That's the meaning of normal goods. Inferior goods. As income elasticity increases, as income increases, demand actually falls. So elasticity of demand is negative. Okay, so which means that when income increases, quantity demanded actually falls. These goods are having negative income elasticity. What this means is that when you become richer, you choose to not consume these goods. Okay, you don't like them. You were consuming them because they were cheap. But now that you are richer, you would like to consume better goods. For example, just better quality rice, better quality dals, better quality clothes, anything which you would now consume less if your income increases. So the inferior quality of dals are inferior goods because when your income increases, you choose not to have them. Also to note that goods become normal or inferior depending on your income level. For example, if there is a Maruti car, okay, this Maruti car may be normal when you initially started working. So initially when you started working, you got some income and you bought a Maruti car. But as your income increased further, you don't want a Maruti car now. Now you want a better car. Now you want a Toyota. So then your Maruti car, which was initially a normal good, now becomes an inferior good. So a good could be normal or inferior depending on your income. It could be normal for some income level. It could be inferior for some income level. Okay, so a good is normal or inferior depending on how much money you have. All right. So to reiterate, income elasticity is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. So let's take an example. If income increases from 100 to 200, quantity demanded for one good, it increases from 10 to 13. For the other good, the quantity demanded changes from 10 to 5. So what is the income elasticity? For the first good, the income elasticity is percentage change in quantity demanded. So that is going to be 13 minus 10 by 10 into 100 upon 200 minus 100 by 100 into 100. So this is basically going to be 3 by 10 into 100 by 100 into 100. So this is cancelled. So this is an extra 100 here. So this is basically 0.3. So elasticity is 0.3 for the first good, which means it is 30%. So when income increases by 100%, the quantity demanded for the first good increases by 30%, which is what we can see. That income has increased by 100%, but quantity demanded has increased by 30%. These goods are normal goods. Okay, so this 100 gets cancelled, this 100 gets cancelled, you're basically left by 3 by 10. So 0.3 is the income elasticity. So this is a normal good as percentage change in quantity upon the percentage change in income. So this is 30% is the change here, 100% is the change here. So this is 0.3. Okay. So as income increased by 100%, quantity demanded increased by 30%, normal good. But for here, this is actually minus 50%. So as income increased by 100%, quantity demanded fell by 50%, right? So the income elasticity of demand in this case is going to be equal to minus 0.5. Okay, so as income increased by 100%, quantity demanded fell by 50%. Okay, so this is an income elasticity which is negative. Okay, so this is an inferior good. So good 2 is an inferior good, good 1 is a normal good. So here we see that what is the sign of income change with, of quantity change with income change. Okay, higher income raises the quantity demand for normal goods, but lowers it for the inferior goods. Percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in income. Positive sign, goods are normal or superior. Negative sign, goods are inferior. All right, so I hope that is clear. So that was the income elasticity of demand. The next is cross price elasticity of demand. Cross price elasticity of demand actually tells us what happens to the percentage change if there is a percentage change in the price of good Y. Does the price of good, does the quantity of good exchange? So for example, if the price of vanilla ice cream falls, does the quantity of chocolate ice cream demanded, does the quantity of chocolate ice cream demanded go up? And the answer is yes. So how do we measure this? We measure this by the cross price elasticity. What is the percentage change in the price of good Y, any good? And how does it, and what does it lead to? In what percentage does it lead to a change in the quantity demanded of good X, which is on some other good? Okay, so cross price elasticity. Now, cross price elasticity can also be a positive or a negative. If cross price elasticity is positive, which means when the price of good Y has increased, the quantity of good X has increased. Why will this happen? If price of good Y increases, the quantity of good Y would fall. If the quantity of good Y fell, then some people substituted vanilla for chocolate. Okay, so these goods are substitute goods. If the cross price of elasticity is positive, meaning if the price of Y increases, it leads to an increase in quantity of X. The goods are substitute goods. Okay, just like vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream. Okay, so in the denominator, you have percentage change in price of good Y. You have percentage change in quantity of good X. Okay, and this is positive. Then the goods are substitutes. You can substitute Y for X. So if price of Y increases, quantity of Y falls, and it leads to quantity of X rising, substituting demand from one good to the other. So these are substitute goods. But if the negative happens, if the cross price elasticity is negative, then what will happen? That means goods are complementary. How? Why are these goods complementary? These goods are complementary because if the price of good Y, let's say, increased, and the quantity of good Y fell. So what kind of goods are these? Let's say these are, let's say ice cream. So for vanilla ice cream, if the price of vanilla ice cream went up, the quantity of vanilla ice cream went down. But there are some goods whose quantity also goes down. Things which are complementary to vanilla ice cream. What are those goods? Maybe vanilla shakes, maybe anything to do with vanilla float, anything that uses vanilla as an ingredient. Okay, maybe the demands of ice cream parlors themselves, they may go down because ice creams are becoming expensive. Maybe eat something else. So anything which goes with vanilla ice cream. Okay, so along with vanilla ice cream, like I said, some dessert which uses vanilla ice cream. Okay, so this is that now. QZ. Okay, X is chocolate ice cream, and Z is a dessert which uses vanilla ice cream. So when the price of vanilla ice cream goes up, the quantity demanded of not just vanilla ice cream, but everything which is complementary to vanilla ice cream, like a vanilla shake, vanilla dessert, the quantity of everything will go down. So when the sign is negative, which means that when the price of good Y goes up, not only does the quantity of good Y goes down, but the quantity of other goods also go down, then this good is complementary to our first good. So when goods are complementary and the price of one good goes up, the quantity of both the goods go down, the own price and the complementary good. But when the goods are substitutes and the price of one good goes up, then the quantity of the other good goes up. Okay, so this is a positive relation, this is a negative relation. Okay, so this is about cross price elasticity of demand. How do you relate to the demand of one good with the price of the other? Okay, so when the goods are substitutes, the sign is positive. When the goods are complementary, the sign is negative. Okay, we can think of so many more examples. Substitute goods like Coke and Pepsi. So if the price of Pepsi increases, the quantity of Coke will increase. So they will have a positive sign. But what will have a negative sign? Pepsi, what it is a complementary good of, like I said, Pepsi float. If somebody is using Pepsi to make their Pepsi float, then the quantity of Pepsi float will also go down and the quantity of Coke float will go up, right? Shoes and socks. So shoes, okay, so maybe maybe one quality of shoes, the price increases. So the other quality of shoes will have a higher quantity. And socks, which is complementary good to shoes. So if the price of shoes goes up, and the quantity of shoes goes down, then the complementary socks also will have a reduced quantity demand. So the demand of goods go together hand in hand. They're complementary goods. So if the price of any one commodity goes up, the demand of both commodities fall down. Okay, so the relationship is negative. This is the complementary goods. And here are the substitute goods. The price of one good goes up, the quantity of the other good increases, goes up. So these are positive relation. Okay, so when the relationship is positive, substitute goods. When the relationship is complementary, negative sign. All right, so zero or near zero goods, they are unrelated. So if price of good Y changes, but there is no effect on price of good X, then they are unrelated goods. Okay, what are those kinds of goods? They are unrelated goods. Goods are independent. Okay, so for complementary goods, we have the price of pen and the quantity demanded of ink. These are together. So if the price of pen increases, the quantity demanded of ink will go down, right? So complementary goods have a normal downward sloping demand curve. But substitute goods, the price of coffee and the quantity of tea, they're substitute goods. So the demand curve is positively related. If the price of coffee increases, the demand for tea also increases. All right, so this is one example. The price of 1 kg tea is 30. At this price, 5 kg tea is demanded. If the price of coffee rises from 25 to 35 and the quantity of tea rises from 5 to 8, find the cross price elasticity of tea. Okay, so the price of 1 kg of tea is 30. The price of coffee rises from 25 to 35. So percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price. So the price of coffee is rising. So 35 minus 25 by 25 into 100. That's the price of change in price of coffee. This change in price of coffee increases the demand of tea from 8 to 5 kgs. So 8 minus 5 by 5 into 100 is the percentage change in the quantity of tea. So what is the cross price elasticity? So this 100 is cancelled. So this is 3 by 5 into 10 by 25, right? So this is 5 and this is 15 by 10, which is 1.5. Okay, so the elasticity of demand for tea is 1.5, showing that tea is highly elastic with respect to coffee. The positive sign also shows that tea and coffee are substitute goods. Let's do another example. So if the price of tea falls from 30 to 25 and the consumption of sugar rises from 10 to 12. So in this case, the quantity of sugar rises from 10 to 12. So this is a 20% increase in the quantity of sugar. The price of tea is falling from 30 to 25. So this is about 1/6 fall. So this is going to be 25 minus 30 by 30 into 100. So this is going to be 20% over minus 5 by 30 into 100. Okay, so the answer is coming to approximately minus 1.2. So it is negatively related, right? So these goods are complementary in nature. The tea and coffee are, tea and sugar are complementary in nature. All right, so elasticity of demand is the percentage change in quantity by percentage change in price. Income elasticity is percentage change in quantity by the percentage change in income. Cross price elasticity is the percentage change in quantity of X divided by the percentage change in price of Y. Okay, so this is all your elasticities in one place. And applications. So we could look at some applications now, that which goods are elastic, inelastic, unitary elastic. So this is for you to think about it. This is toilet rolls. What do you think they are? If the price of toilet rolls increase, what are you going to do? Are you going to reduce demand, increase demand, keep your demand as constant? So I would kind of put it as constant. So unitary elastic. What about this Ferrari? Ultra luxury goods, inelastic. Blueberries, I think elastic. Tickets to Super Bowl, the more expensive, the better it is, isn't it? The more demand it is. I don't think it is elastic. This is quite inelastic. Food. So food generally is a little elastic in nature. Phone, if price increases, then demand does go down. So it is elastic. All right, everyone. So this is about cross price elasticity, income elasticity, and now we have to go to the price elasticity of supply. Stay tuned.